What up? What it do? It's your boy JDQ with Vision IB TV, and it is exactly 8:31 p.m. Eastern Time down here in beautiful, gloomy Florida. And in advance, I'd like to thank every single one of you guys who, at some point, whether it be now, later, throughout the show, will stop by and show some love and support. I truly do appreciate it, and so does the rest of the team. I know a lot of you have been asking for Jay and Kiko and my brother, and they will be back for sure in following upcoming shows. But most of us are going through, uh, I would say, like just like job or like job related changes. So that's been kind of like holding some of us back. Um, but yeah, they will for sure definitely be back in future episodes, whether it be in the podcast or just the chill streams or team streams in general. So stay on the lookout for that. Um, but I feel like I had to say something because some of you have reached out to me and asked me, hey, how's Kiko doing? What's he been up to? How come he's not on the shows? Same thing with Jay. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys asking for them. But yeah, they will be back soon enough, so don't you worry about that. Huge shout out to William and Annie and every single one of you guys spending your time with me. We have a few things to discuss tonight. But before we get to any of the serious topics, because there is one particular topic I do want to talk about, and I do want to, expand on it and give my take on it and give my commentary on it. Um, there's some, like lighthearted stuff I want to do before we get to that. So I do have an unboxing that I want to do for you guys. This is one of the items that I have recently picked up, uh, through eBay. And like I tell some of you guys, if I got it on eBay, for the most part, I got it for an extremely affordable price. So, some of you have already like commented or messaged me like, hey, you should do more unboxings or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I love doing unboxings, but that's not what the channel is about. The only reason why I do unboxings on here is because, well, it's the secondary channel, it's my baby. So I'm trying to do just as much as I can on this channel and at the same time kill two or three birds with one stone. So yeah, on days where I do the raffle, like tonight, obviously since I'm already raffling a comic book, then I might as well do an unboxing if I have one, right? Simple as that. But for those of you who know what this channel is truly about, yeah, and still support the raffle streams, I appreciate it. Um, William, God bless you too, bro. Hey, that's completely up to you, man. That's entirely completely up to you. Um, there are still 70 slots available for the raffle purchases. So definitely, there's a lot of room to like, if you're trying to buy up the tickets or whatever, the maximum limit is 25. But like I always say, if someone wants to do more than that, they're more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop anybody from trying to, you know what I'm saying, like buy more chances to win. But that's how you know that it is not a scam. You heard that, YouTube? You hear that, Google? This stream is not a scam because I, as the host of the stream and the raffle, am saying that there is technically a limit of 25 entries, which means $25 per person to enter the raffle. If this was a scam, I'd be like, oh, it's no holds barred. Everybody could, put whatever they want. I don't care. No, I'm saying I am personally putting the maximum limit up to 25. If the person wants to put more than that, that's up to them. But I'm putting a limit of 25 entries per person. So, anyways, uh, like it is what it is. People will do what they want to do, right? If they really want the comic book, they're gonna buy more entries. I can't do nothing about that. But yeah, blessings to you too, William. So yeah, we'll get to the unboxing in a second. But before I do that, I'd like to remind you guys that there is different ways of supporting myself, this channel, the team, my family. If you enjoy, whether it be the commentary that I do, whether it be the chill streams that I do with like my team, whether it be the podcast episodes, whether it be the reviews on the music stuff, whether it be reviews on the daily news, entertainment stuff, we do a lot on this channel. We really do cover a lot of ground in this channel. It's mainly mostly music slash entertainment related that we do, but we cover a lot of ground in general. So if any of that, because I have seen within the last few days that some of the podcast episodes that we've done in the past have caught people's attention, especially the Coinspiracy. That seems to be one that a lot of people gravitate towards because I guess it sounds like mysterious or weird or whatever. And it's not even that crazy. When you really watch the podcast episode, you kind of like understand right away why I labeled it that. But apparently, a lot of you guys like those types of podcast episodes that we've done in the past. But once you watch that episode, you kind of get like a broader idea of what this channel is about. So I don't want any confusion with anyone thinking this is like a comic collecting channel because it's not. I do collect comics and I do value and respect and look at artwork and I admire it and so on and so forth. But just to let it be known, we got Ryan from NB Cap in the house. Um, Please, everyone, receive Ryan with a warm welcome. Yes, Ryan, I am live, man. I am trying to be as consistent as you, man. And then we got, of course, one of the greatest supporters of this channel, Mr. Dead Twist himself in the live chat as well. I appreciate you being here, brother. I really do. Also, thank you for sending me the links that you always send me. I appreciate those as well. And I think I talked about how I was going to share them tonight. So hopefully I get to that before we end tonight's show. Yeah, keep the main thing, huh? But yeah, I was gonna say something, and now I kind of like lost track of the my train of thought. Um, yeah, basically, I don't want any confusion about this channel and what we do on here. For those of you who have been following this channel for a longer while, y'all know what we're about. Uh, Panels where everyone fights each other. Nah, man. Listen, this is a drama-free zone, and I will do what I can to keep it that way. So there's plenty of other channels out there to do that on, but we ain't doing it here, baby. Anyways, I am about to start the unboxing. Also, what I was gonna say was yes. If any of you who are in here right now are mods, I will appreciate it if you can share the PayPal and Cash App links so that people know where to send their $1 minimum for the raffle entries for the comic book. I will appreciate it. I don't have the links at my disposal right now because I'm using StreamYard. But for those of you who are mods right now in the live chat, if y'all can please share the PayPal and Cash App links and just put to enter the raffle for a minimum of $1 to win the comic. These are the links, PayPal and Cash App. And yeah, let's get the unboxing going because I'm extremely excited for this unboxing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to keep my cool and trying to play it cool, calm, and collected. But this is an interesting one for sure. So, for those of you who have been following along with my unboxings and the collections that I've been into for the last few months, y'all know that I'm all about that Borinqueña, right? Because it's the first Puerto Rican created and developed and produced and published superhero, like native to us, right? Because there's Puerto Rican superheroes, I think, both on DC and Marvel's publishing sides. However, they were made over here in the States. And thank you, Dead Twist. I appreciate that, man. But La Borinqueña, a Puerto Rican uh, art, Puerto Rican writer and artist, created and developed her character and her storyline, her origin, everything. And the comic book series was published over there on the island. So it was like legit 100% like Puerto Rican superhero all the way through, published by us and everything. So because of that, I have been on a long journey trying to not necessarily complete the whole entire run. Like eventually I'll get to that for sure. But I'm collecting key issues within like her like series. So for example, um there is there's this like small run where Rosario Dawson, which is half Puerto Rican, either half Puerto Rican and half Dominican, or half Puerto Rican and half black, one of those two. So, but she's part Puerto Rican. So the issues where she's featured on the issue, right? That sounded redundant. On the issues where Rosario Dawson is featured on, I am collecting that whole run, that whole series, because to me, I consider those keys. We have the lovely, beautiful, amazing, wonderful Emily Rose in the live chat. Everybody, give her a round of applause for me because my hands are busy right now. But show her some love in the live chat. So, anyways, I'm collecting specific keys for the Borinqueña comic book series. And the one I have right now in my hands is really interesting. And I'm kind of like, I have mixed emotions because, how do I put this? For those of you who know me for a little longer, I've told this story many, many times before. So when I was younger, my father was the one who introduced my brother and myself to the comic book world, like the whole like superhero thing. And the first superhero I was introduced to at the time was Batman. So I have this very nostalgic and emotional connection with the Batman character and all that, right? I was never really like a Superman fan just because even as a kid, I always thought he was like super OP for like no reason. And I could never relate to him. I'm not saying I can relate to being a playboy millionaire. I'm not saying that. But I can relate with Batman on the sense that he's just like a regular human being. Sure, he's the peak of human being and fitness and all that, but he's still just a human being. So it's kind of like easier to relate with Batman to a certain. But anyways, what I was trying to get at is I was never all the way through and true like a DC fan. A Batman fan, yes, for sure. Like Batman will always be my number one on the DC side. I mean, hence the hat, right? But I was never like a full blown like DC like fan all the way through, right? I have like my favorites like the Flash and all that, sure. Um, but all the way through now. So I have mixed emotions with this comic because we have a featuring by Wonder Woman in this comic with La Borinqueña. And I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. Man, that was a lot of extra paper, but I appreciate it. The person who sent this knows who they are, so I appreciate the packaging. It's cool. All right, here we go. Actually, let me get some scissors. Man, we got more people in the house that I can't see who they are, but hey, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. If y'all like to spread the word, and let everybody else know, whether it be your friends, your family members, your neighbors, your coworkers, let them know. Let them know that I am raffling away comic books for as little as $1 per raffle entry. All right. All right. This is, by the way, just in case y'all ask, this unboxing is not the comic that I'm raffling. It is still the Silver Sable and the Wild Pack issue #1 that has not been raffled off yet. Okay, so don't get any ideas. I'm not raffling away this one that I'm opening right now. I don't want anyone getting all excited for no reason. This is definitely for the PC. Um, yeah, dang, this is like, whew. I could already see it, man. Tracy, God bless you. Everybody give Tracy a warm welcome. All right. Tracy is another great supporter. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate love and support. And to answer Ryan's question, he says, is Batman a superhero or a villain? He's a superhero, in my opinion, and many people's opinion, right? All right. So there she is, right over here. I'm gonna take. I don't know. Should I take the bigger plastic off? Because I don't like how it looks in this plastic, man. Like I really don't like how it looks in the plastic. Yeah, let's take this plastic off. Just because it just takes away from like the whole. Yeah, let's do that. Let's fold the other tape downward. All right. All right. I guess I won't take off the green screen because you can still appreciate most of this book without having to like really turn off the green screen for the most part, right? There we go. All right, so I got this for a considerably understandable, like affordable price. I didn't break the bank for it. I didn't have to like, you know what I'm saying, struggle just to get this. This was easy to get for me. No, I'm not rich. I'm not a baller. I'm not a billionaire, millionaire. But this is just affordable enough to where I was comfortable with paying what I paid for it. Um, but yeah, man, it's a nice cover. I know y'all can't really appreciate it all the way through because, of course, I'm having to use like the webcam and all that. But yeah, a 9.8, near perfect copy of this amazing, amazing book. And for those of you who are wondering, like, hey man, all these books that you're like collecting or whatever, like, what do you do? Like, if you want to like read it, there's digital copies for almost virtually any issue that I end up buying or collecting. Uh, Ryan says he would have to be a supervillain to make things interesting. You sound like my cousin, bro. I have a cousin named Herzog. And like the whole house could be cheering for like a team or for like an athlete or like a fighter or something, and he would always just cheer for the other opposing like side just to quote unquote make things interesting and like keep things like challenging or whatever. Um, but anyways, yeah, man, they did a great job. I don't know about like I need to find out who drew that Wonder Woman because she looks like a little cartoonish in there in comparison. Like she don't look like your typical like Wonder Woman drawing. But hey, man, it's still cool to see two great powerhouses in the front, and then you got Superman and her in the back. That's pretty cool right there. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. Boom. All right. So this is obviously for the PC, and for those of you who will ask, what is a PC? It's just personal collection. It's just a short term for personal collection for those of us in the hobby. Nothing crazy, right? But anyways, yeah, I'm glad that I got this back as fast as I was expecting to. Hmm. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so Tony Daniel did the cover. All right. So I'm not a huge fan of Tony Daniel's version of Wonder Woman. Like it doesn't look terrible. It looks like I like how it looks. It's just different. different than what I'm used to watching, like how I'm used to watch like Wonder Woman look. But anyways, this is straight up for the PC. So yeah, I'm gonna put this for now. Let's put it to the side, just for now. Okay. I want to make sure I look through all this though, because I might be able to reuse some of this paper for when I start mailing stuff back. Boom. All right. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. I truly, truly appreciate that. All right. Um, so we have two things going on now. All right. The reminder of which comic we're actually raffling off. Let me turn off the green screen because for this one there is a lot of green in it, so it only makes sense to turn off the green screen so you guys can see. Uh, there we go. Okay. So this is tonight's comic that we are raffling off. There are about 70 openings still left for for me to officially begin the raffle. So again, if you're wanting to like get your shot at this for as little as $1 per entry, you can go ahead and do that. Um, if you don't care for it, you don't want it, you don't really care for it, but you know someone who might be interested in it, a family member, a coworker, a neighbor, a friend, someone that you feel or think or know that is into comic books or anything, uh, pop culture related, and you're wanting to help them potentially win this comic, potentially for as little as $1, then yeah, this is Silver Sable and the Wild Pack issue number 1. It is in great, I want to say near mint condition, and I'm not just saying that. I'm saying it because when I bought this at the LCS, local comic book shop, I think I bought it for like $30 or something like that, and it's because of that. It's because of the condition that it's in. It's in really almost near perfect condition. So yeah, we have the lovely Jen in the house. Jen, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for showing your boys some love and support. It means a lot to me. Uh, hmm. William says, "Man, that's crazy. The proof of Ben me for PayPal's forgot login. Crazy. Sorted in the end. Check your man. It's gonna be hard to do, well, William, to split the votes like I did last time. Let's see. Yeah, let me go check what you mean. Hmm. I'll just keep PayPal open and just let it like refresh and take its time or whatever it's gonna do. Okay. And then if anything, like what I'll do, because apparently William, okay, I see what you did. All right. So yeah, that went through. I'm guessing you were trying to buy 18 votes. I mean 18 raffle tickets, William. That's what I want to assume, like 18, because I'll round it up to 18. Yeah, no, it went through on my side. Yeah, it went through. So there's still um what 63, right? Yeah, 63. There's still 63 spots left with what you sent. There was 70. So now there's no, actually no, I'm sorry. 53. My bad. My apologies. There is now 53 slots available uh for a raffle ticket, all right? So again, if any of you are wanting to participate, it's as simple as sending as little as $1 to the PayPal or Cash App linked into the live chat area. The reason why I'm doing it that way, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This channel is, it should have already been monetized, but something happened last week where the channel got striked uh, for multiple copyright violations in one stream. Uh, yeah, the Terminator is indeed considered a hero for sure. Um, so in the meantime, before or while we wait for the channel to get monetized, the easiest, most secure way of like doing the raffle is using my PayPal or my Cash App links. And it's very simple for me because I keep track of how many amounts have gone through. And, you know, if at some point someone wants to ask me, oh, you know, to be transparent, I have absolutely no problem at all to be transparent as to, you know, making sure that the 100 entries had been confirmed before starting the raffle. So, anyways, that's why I'm doing it that way. But as soon as the channel gets monetized, which should be somewhere around June, like June 10th or something like that, then we will do the raffle entries through the super chats or through the live chat super chats. For now, the best way and the fastest way of doing it is through Cash App and PayPal. So, again, for those of you wanting to see the cover again, this is the, you know, first solo series of Silver Sable in a comic book series. You have, I guess you could say, the first, I don't want to say team up, but the first, I guess, featuring of Spider-Man and her comic solo series. So I guess you could consider that a key in a way. Um, Even at the very top of the book, it says in her own comic book, or in her own book at last. And then you got the embossed upper part of the comic book and also like her dress. Um, yeah. Yeah, man. As soon as we get to the 100 entries for the raffle, I'll officially start this. So I'll put this to the side and okay. So we have someone who bought uh 10 more raffle tickets. So let me hold on. Now I gotta kind of like do the math real quick because um hmm. But someone did just buy 10 more. Well, they asked me if to do whatever with it. They said you could keep it for yourself and not say a word, or split the entries among the people here, which is what I'm gonna do. Um, Again, I'm very transparent, yo. Like I have nothing to hide. Um, but okay, so I said initially there was 70 entries, and now uh we'll round it up to 18 from earlier. So someone bought 18, and then someone just bought 10. Okay, so there's 42 slots still available. So if you wanted to participate, again, as little as $1 and maximum $25 for a total of 25 entries. Again, if you want to buy more than that, you're more than welcome to. But I personally am technically putting that as a limit because I really don't want anyone to spend more than that on this comic book, only because I bought it for 30. So I still want to give even a discount. Like if you, even if you were to pay me $25, you'd still be getting this comic cheaper than what I bought it for. I bought it for $30. So yeah, do the math. Even if you were to buy the full 25 entries, you'd still be getting this comic with a discounted price. So, but yeah, I'm not going to stop anyone who wants to pay more than that for it. That's everyone's prerogative. That's everyone's choice. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep this up for like a few more seconds just so y'all can get like a good look at it. And if anyone or one of you want to see it up and close and personal, just to get a better view or whatever, just let me know. I have no problem with putting the comic book closer to the camera so you can see that there's no defects on it virtually. Okay, it's like brand spanking new. All right. I mean, if you want me to get like up close in there, I could do that as well. It's like a really, really well conserved book. But yeah. All right. So while we wait for more entries to go through, um, we are going to share something that I want to talk about, and I think is extremely important that many of us talk about because I just got reminded earlier today by an old coworker of mine from back when I used to work at the airport as a TSA officer. They sent me like a video about something that's about to happen over this coming weekend, and it's extremely important that everyone who follows his channel and is of the faith, to help me um, pray about something. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up in a second. So,
News at 10, the devil.
okay. Sorry about that. By the way, I'll be playing this video, but just a reminder, the sooner we get to the 100 entries for the comic book, the sooner I'll put the names in the randomizer, and the sooner I can ship this out to the winner, and the sooner we can get to the next comic book that I'm trying to raffle away, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's how many did I say? There's like 40. There's still 42 spots left for anyone interested in participating in the raffle. All right. So by all means, be my guest. And for as little as $1, you can enter, and a maximum of 25. So, no, Ryan. Nah, bro. I'd have to if that were the case, I would have to like hold like a prayer, like I don't want to say circle, like a prayer chain tonight to pray for your soul. And I don't want you to be lost, brother. All right. So hopefully that's not the case, man. But if it is, I don't look at you any differently. If anything, I just want to love you a lot stronger. Yeah. Yeah, there's still 42 entries left, William. So if y'all want to spread the word to your friends and your coworkers and all that, hey, this guy is giving out basically raffling away a comic for as little as $1. All you got to do is just enter $1, and you're participating. You're paying for like a chance to win. So there's still 42 spots left. Once those 42 remaining spots get filled up, and we reach the $100 or the 100 entry mark, I put the names in the randomizer, and boom, then I'll just let the randomizer pick a name, and then we'll be done with it. Okay, so here we go. Where is it? Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to 12 News at 10. The devil has come to Scottsdale. Sort of.
The first ever Satanist convention put on by the Satanic Temple brought out Satanists and a lot of protesters to Old Town Scottsdale.
Team 12's William Pitts went inside SatanCon.
Jesus saves. If we don't protest publicly, the idea that Satanists could give into Scottsdale and consecrated to Satan, couldn't call ourselves Christians.
And hundreds of Christians swarmed outside the Saguaro Hotel. Signs like "Satan has no rights," "Be gone, Satan." because right behind them is the first ever Satanist convention.
There's a lot of people that, apparently don't think we should be allowed to exist without being protested. And, honestly, that's their right. We're not trying to shut them down. They can dislike us if they want to.
The Satanic Temple is actually less about Satan and more famous for challenging cities about religion. Back in 2016, the Satanic Temple of Tucson wanted to give an opening prayer at a Scottsdale City Council meeting. They were denied, and the Satanists sued for religious discrimination. They asked the city of Phoenix too, and Phoenix did away with public prayers instead of saying no. Fast forward a few years, and the Satanists lost their loss. Now they're throwing SatanCon across the street from Scottsdale City Hall.
Due to what we believe in our state area, we wanted to have our convention here.
So what goes on inside SatanCon?
People think you're like sacrificing animals and stuff in there.
Absolutely not. No, WB is actually at the mark for.
No sacrifices, no black masses. Actually, there's bath bombs, Beelzebubbles, t-shirts, voodoo dolls, dark arts and crafts.
Protect reproductive rights.
And presentations on things like abortion laws and reproductive rights. Another talking about the satanic activities, seances or religious rituals. Because despite the name, the Satanists have said for decades, they don't even believe in it.
Satan is a metaphor for personal liberation, the pursuit of knowledge and against poverty, not a literal deity in which we believe or worship.
Still, the name is enough tension, and even if there's no actual devil worship involved.
There's something wrong there. What is it we think she must protest too much?
In Scotland's 12.
Building your online business?
All right. So let me do my quick commentary, shall we? All right. So oh my Lord, help me. Okay. So there's the quote unquote Satanists who were speaking there, right? On behalf of the Church of Satan and all that. We got to remember one thing, y'all. All right, because I'm not stupid. You're not stupid. Anyone watching this at any point, whether it be tonight, tomorrow, the next day, don't be stupid. I believe in you. I believe you have the power to not be stupid or be dumb. Why do I say this? Well, so there's a few things going on here, okay? And this is from someone who has been studying this whole thing, whether it be like New World Order, Illuminati, Freemasons, for like over a decade, okay? Am I an expert? No. I'm in no way, shape, or form an expert on the topic or the matter. However, I have read enough information throughout a decade or a little over a decade, okay, to know a few things. So the first things first, and this is why I said there's a couple things going on here. So the first things first, there's a lot of Church of Satanist followers or I forget the word in English, but people who go to the Satanic Temple that are at an extremely low level of Satanism. Okay? I'm going to try to find a really good example or comparison to use, but for now, let's just say they are like the pawns of the Satanic Temple, meaning that they're at the lowest understanding of what their belief is. Okay, so sure, from a lot of these Satanic Temple goers, of course they're gonna say, "Oh, we don't do any of that. We don't kill animals. We don't sacrifice babies. We don't do this. We don't do that." Of course, they're gonna say that because for them, because they're at the lowest level, yeah, of course, they're not doing any of that yet. And in reality, and this what I'm gonna say has been said by many people who have gotten to higher levels of Satanism, and then, you know what I'm saying, found themselves in a position where it was like they had two choices. get way worse and darker as time goes by, the higher they got within that belief, or turn around and walk away and actually warn people about this movement. And a lot of these people who have come out from that movement will let you know, like, yeah, no, there is animal sacrifice, there is baby sacrifice, there is, you know, orgies that in turn are done just to produce a baby or a child to then sacrifice that child, you know. And a lot of people will point towards like Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, pretty much like that, basically. Um, and it's no coincidence that people around the world who were or are at those higher levels of Satanism from around the world, okay, have testified to stuff like this going on without knowing each other, without knowing anything about each other or the other church, or no. It's just you interview them separately, individually, and they'll tell you like straight up, like, yeah, that has happened. We have done that. Or we do this or whatever. And the list goes on and on. Exactly. Hold on. People have lost their minds. What happens to them crazy poofers? Yeah, exactly. That's spot on with him. And then Emily, of course, yeah, they aren't sacrificing yet. And then the thing is, that's the other thing. They are doing, whether it be spell casting or some type of witchcraft in some way, shape, or form. And those people who were saying, oh, we don't do any of that, again, they might be saying the truth because maybe they haven't done any of that yet. But those who are on top of them, like at a higher level within that faith and that belief, yes, they have testified to doing this time and time again. And the thing is that a lot of people, to them, it's so extreme and so like outstanding that they choose not to believe it. But I'm sorry, that doesn't make it not true. Just because it's something so crazy and fantastic in the sense of like, not in a good way, but like in the sense of like it being so overwhelming, just because it sounds overwhelming and crazy doesn't make it not true. Again, when you have multiple people around the world following the same belief, following the same, you know what I'm saying, like faith system, testifying to being true, there's something to it. I knew a man that had crossed upside in the middle of his head. He ended up murdering people because of their faith in God. He got murdered himself in jail. Karma, real deal. I don't really believe in karma, but I know what you're trying to say, yeah. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. So those 2 words. Now, I am going to share with you guys an article that came out pretty much like talking about this weekend and what's going to happen. And then I'm going to show you guys someone that I've showed you before in the past. Someone that, I respect a lot when it comes to spiritual warfare and all these other things. And I think you guys would also appreciate a lot when it comes to his knowledge and all that. But here, let's do it, and then we'll get to the video and the channel. All right, so this is by WBUR.org online. Boston SatanCon expected to be largest ever gathering of Satanists. Okay, this is fresh a few days ago. There goes the Baphomet statue with the children on his side. Oh, its side. I'm sorry. A statue of Baphomet, a winged goat creature that has long been associated with Satanism, at the Satanic Temple in Salem. Hundreds of Satanists will converge in Boston's Copley Square. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's either Copley or Copley Square at the end of April for the second annual SatanCon. But they aren't coming to worship the devil. Let me just ask y'all something, man. Let me ask y'all something. Let's So you have Buddhists who follow who? Buddha, right? You have Christians and they follow who? Christ, right? You have Jewish, right? That follow what? Judaism, right? And the list goes on and so forth. Like it goes on and on. I think y'all know what I want to say, but there's someone else who I respect a lot who has been in the community for like forever. I would even argue to say he's one of the pioneers of the truther movement. Especially when it comes to like talking up against against the NWO and all this other stuff. But he says something every time that gets me. It's like, who do these people think they're fooling? Like, yeah, again, a lot of these people are at the base lower levels of their faith in Satanism. So yeah, they're taught to say, oh no, we're just against like tyrannical authority and all that. We're not really believing like in an actual, but then they have a statue of the Baphomet, which represents, right, like a visual figure, a figurehead of who or what they believe in. Like, who do you think y'all are fooling, yo? I get that a lot of you are mindless and are like just kind of like brain dead when it comes to like just regurgitating what you're taught and just kind of like mindlessly regurgitating what you're told within like your faith without really like looking into it all the way through and diving deep or whatever. I get that. But at the very least, you know what I'm saying? Have some guts and some balls to be like, yeah, that statue is a figurehead, and that is a representation of what and who we believe in. Just what's wrong with you owning up to that at least? But y'all can't even own up to something like that. Like, what are y'all scared of? Like, what are y'all? Are y'all like that embarrassed of what y'all believe in that y'all have to lie, or not only just lie, just kind of like, keep it to like the to the side, like brush it off to the side, like, oh no, like, yeah, it's been forever associated with our movement, but we don't believe in it. It's been forever the figurehead of our faith and movement, but we don't really believe in it. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Get real. Like, just own up to it. Own up to it. It's fine. It's a disgusting creature, but hey, if you're into that, if you're into disgusting creature as the Baphomet, you have all the right to be. Like, if that's who you want to look up to and that's who you want to follow and that's what you want to, you know what I'm saying, like pursue, that's completely entirely up to you. I would have warned against it, but everyone has the freedom to do so, right? I'm not ready to butt. My brother did hit me in the head with a. Yeah, Ryan, you got problems, bro. Ryan has got to be one of the nicest trolls that this channel has ever had. I appreciate Ryan's trolling because it keeps the live chat alive and interesting. And hey, brother, I love you, man. I really do appreciate your presence here. It means a lot to me. But yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Just in case, just so that we're all aware here. I don't believe that for a second. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man. The reason I'm gonna read the rest of this article, but there's a reason why I'm bringing all this up. All right. So let's keep reading here. With over 800 registered attendees, organizers say they're expecting it to be the largest ever gathering of Satanists, accompanied by protests of conservative and Christian groups from across the country. The event has been widely covered in conservative media, including Fox News. Online protesters like televangelist John Ramirez say the Satanic Temple, the organization hosting the convention, exists so demons and spirits can work in the atmosphere to really bring destruction to the people. Dexter Desjardins, an ordained minister of Satan and spokesman for the Satanic Temple, said, "The church is often misunderstood." The thing is, we're not theistic. We don't have beliefs in a literal theistic Satan, this Jordan said. And I always like to point out to people that Christianity doesn't have a monopoly on the name of Satan. The Satanic Temple, which is based in Salem, instead focuses on core values of compassion, intellectualism, and personal freedoms. Sure. But the idea that we're just a free speech political activist group is wrong. We are not just that, this Jordan said. If we do any sort of activism, it's in a very narrow band, basically aimed at protecting our equal rights under the First Amendment to religious liberty and to have equitable representation in the public square. The group says it chose Boston because of an ongoing lawsuit against the city. The Satanic Temple sued the city council after it declined to allow a member to deliver an invocation at a meeting. They can hand select which religious figures get to come and present invocations, this Jordan said. So if they only want to have Catholic invocations done, that is something they have given themselves the authority to do. We think that's highly discriminatory. The suit is one of many Satanic Temple has filed over religious freedom. It also sometimes places satanic symbolism where government-sanctioned Christian monuments are erected. In 2018, it placed its 3-ton statue of Baphomet, a winged goat-like figure, in Little Rock, Arkansas. You saw what I did there? I said Arkansas because there's no reason why it should be Arkansas. Because if Kansas is Kansas and you just add in the AR, it should just be Arkansas. But anyways, I digress. Where the state had put up a monument of the Ten Commandments on Capitol grounds. He said SatanCon, like any other convention, is aimed at gathering the organization's members together. Okay. Let's kind of scroll down here. The convention, which has been sold out for over a month, features over a dozen presentations covering topics from what it's like to be a BIPOC, whatever that is, Satanist to practicing Satanism in Appalachia. Its after-hours events include a satanic ball, a drag show, and a concert from the band Satanic Planet, of which the Temple's co-founder Lucian Greaves is a member. Most of the events are being held at Marriott and Copley Square. This Jordan said it was one of the only hotels in the area willing to work with the Temple. It's very hard to find collaborators for anything we do because of the name, or superstition, or religious belief. I find it hard to believe, man. Other people that might otherwise work with us are afraid. They're afraid of bomb threats. They're afraid of physical attacks. They're afraid of negative reviews. The fear isn't unwarranted. Temple manager Melissa Gurr said they receive death threats daily, and last year an arsonist set fire to the group's Salem headquarters. The Chelsea man who wore a t-shirt printed with the word GOD to crime scene and left a Bible later called his actions a hate crime. Oh man, this is hilarious. This is what he said here. We know that there are movements in this country right now that are trying to take away voting rights. They're trying to restrict the kinds of relationships you can have, what you can read at school, what you can say as a teacher, and you have to push back, and it's risky. It's always risky to fight for civil rights. This Jordan said the group supports people's rights to protest so long as they do so peacefully. That's their First Amendment right. I just, like, we have the right to be here and hold our convention, he said, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this whole section of tonight's stream is to remind you guys to pray against what's going to be happening over the weekend. I mean, if you can fast as well, then by all means fast as well. That'd be great. But if not, a simple praying over the matter, before the weekend hits it would help a lot. Um, there's no difference with Preds on streets getting caught, whereas people using their faiths, their beliefs, that is okay for them to. Yep. 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 That is true, man. So, what to pray about and what to pray for when it comes to this situation. So, I mean, hey, obviously, however you want to pray about this matter is it's not going to be wrong. God is always going to listen to a prayer that's prayed with your heart poured out about the situation. But in my opinion, things to think about and consider while praying over this is that number one, I guess the main thing to pray over or pray about, to be completely honest with you guys, is for that con to not be able to like happen. That would be like best case scenario. Pray for the actual con to like not even go through. Um oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. But other things to consider is if the con does still happen, I would pray for God to reveal Himself to any one of those people at that con while they're there, and that they are able to you know have an experience with God instead of like with Satan. I would pray for there to be a lot of uh, obstacles and mishaps that happen at the con. Um, yeah. So hold on, let me put this over here. Emily says, yes, fast and pray. If you can't fast from food, fast from sugar or coffee, social media, give something up and pray against this. Yeah, definitely. Also, I would pray for the Holy Spirit to stir up and be present there, not to support what's going on, but to bring conviction to those who are there participating. You know what I mean? Like I would pray for God's Holy Spirit to pass through that whole area and bring conviction to anyone and everyone who's there participating in satanic activities, in whatever way, shape, or form that is at that moment. I would pray for just for there to be some type of revival against everything that might be going on. You know what I mean? Like I would pray for God to just shake up the place, you know, bring some type of like supernatural moment to where everyone who's there has to snap out of like what they're getting themselves into. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's just so many different ways to go about it. But obviously, again, the best case scenario is to pray for that convention to like not even happen. That would be like the best case scenario. Um, to pray, and not to say that, you know what I'm saying, to pray for someone to do something about it, but to pray to God that God Himself um, stirs things stirs things up to where the convention is not even possible. You know what I mean? Um, that would be like super best case scenario. But yeah, so if y'all can like help me and join me in prayer against that situation before the weekend hits, that would be great. Again, tell your family members, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, your neighbors, everyone from the community that you're all in. Every bit helps, and yeah. It doesn't help people of faith when you see old man coming and all that. Yeah, but see, that was the Dalai Lama, wasn't it? So I mean, that has nothing to do with anyone from like the Christian faith at all. So it's like, You know? Oh, man. Oh, bad. Yo, that was a big yawn. Am I that tired already? I refuse to believe that. There's no way. It's depressing. Yeah, man, I know. I agree wholeheartedly with you. Watching TV or the news is, I only watch it just to see what agenda the government and mainstream is pushing on people altogether in general. But other than that, I don't really care for it like that anymore. Of course, it shows the signs of the times as well, so that helps. But we already have the Bible for that. So, I want to go through some things that John Ramirez has in his channel. Maybe not pertaining particularly to what's going on, but just in general. Let's see. I know he has a short that I want to see. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see. I want to see if it has anything to do with what's going on. Um, Hopefully it does, because it'd be great. Okay, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let's see. This is about.
Devil is like an identity. He's trying to steal your identity. I'm here today talking to you from really from the bottom of my heart with my notes in my hand. You know, I pray over these notes. I seek the heart of these notes. I ask God, what is it you want me to say to your people? My desire in my heart to be truthfully transparent with you is one thing. Is this. That I don't get no more emails from nobody anymore, because you're living on the victory side. I tell you, I say, Lord, my thing is, if I'm getting 14,000 emails a year, I pray that I don't get no more emails, because every person knows how to fight. Every person knows spiritual warfare. Every person knows how to put the devil in his place and break every stronghold, every bondage, every attack. The enemy don't have nothing he can gain on you. Devil is second.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Man. Oh, hold up. Is this one of the? Okay, this might be one of those stories I just mentioned earlier.
Brothers and sisters, let's be live. All of you that are reading now are looking all through.
This might deserve like a whole separate stream altogether. But I think it has something to do with someone who used to be in the entertainment industry and saw everything that was going on and actually chose to walk away from it and pretty much live their life against what they saw going on. So we'll leave that for another day. But I would love to see what John Ramirez's stance is. I mean, I know what it is, but I would like to see if he's put anything out against what's going to happen this weekend. Man, I'd love to check the IG, but you know, whatever. I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, if you're not following John Ramirez on YouTube or anywhere, I highly, highly recommend you do. Just because he has a lot of good stuff concerning spiritual warfare and really, really great topics that he touches on and that he is an expert on. And yeah, let's see where we're at. I think we're still stuck on the same number on the entries. So I think there's still 42 entries left for the raffle. Again, just so that there's no confusion, This is the comic in question. All right, there's still 42 spots available. If you wanted to enter, a chance to win. You don't have to like break your bank. It's as little and as minimum as $1 to enter the raffle. All right, with a technical maximum amount of 25 entries per person. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a great, perfect looking copy. I mean, if I had to like grade it on my own, I'd say somewhere between like 9.4 to 9.8 for sure. There's no bent corners. There's no spine ticks that I can see right away. Um, Nothing on the cover. I can't see the back because the board's in the way, but I mean the colors really pop, like the blue and red, and the yellow pop a lot, and the green. There's nothing wrong with the embossed area. The bottom corners are super sharp. You know, again, if I had to grade this, it'd be anywhere between like a 9.4 to a 9.8, and that's me being like conservative. That's me being like keeping it 1,000%, 100. Like if I had to give this like a low grade, I'd say like 9.4. But it's like a 9.8 candidate. So if you're into like high grade stuff, then this is definitely a book to consider. And of course, you can enter the raffle for as little as $1. It's $1 per entry, and I'll write your names as many times as the amount of entries that you have. So if you have 25 entries bought, then I put your name in to the randomizer 25 times, etc., etc., etc. And of course, I will pay for the shipping and handling, of course, because I mean, why not, right? But yeah, we are still stuck with 42 remaining spots for the raffle to start officially. So, yeah, let's do that one. And then once we're done with the trying to give this one away, we will be giving out this one. So for those of you who are into like the character Rogue, this is one of her first appearances. It's not her first appearance because her first appearance is in Avengers Annual number 10. However, this is another key issue that a lot of people forget about. This is her first, I believe, her first full appearance on a cover. I believe. I could be there's like multiple key moments that happen on this issue, but I do believe that's one of the takeaways. Is this is like her first official like appearance on a cover, because technically Avengers Annual number 10, there's a silhouette of her, but it's like a shadow figure. You don't see her on the cover. You see her on the inside of the comic book, but not on the cover. And yeah, you can see her on the cover of this one. Right there she is right there with the green suit, white hair, stripe on the side, right? First appearance on a cover, all right, for Rogue. But for tonight, we're trying to get rid of this. So there's still 42 spots available, all right? 42 spots available for the Silver Sable and the Wild Pack issue number 1. The first issue in her own solo series. I mean, how could you not want this? I almost feel a little choked up, like raffling it away, just because I like the embossed cover and like her suit is all like metallic looking. It looks off the chain. But this is a early 90s book. This is 1992. And in the 90s, doing embossed covers was like a thing. And I used to own a few of them myself, but not of that particular issue. So yeah, man, we still have spots left if you're wanting that book. Or yeah, I know they are both stunning. Um, Here, I'm going to try to keep my hands just kind of like showing this for a few. All right. Still 42 spots left for me to officially start the raffle and the random name generator. All right. I'm going to give this stream up until 10 p.m. If we don't reach the needed entries, which is a total of 100, um, by 10 p.m. or before it, then I will continue the raffle on Thursday. Honestly, I do need you guys to spread the word though, because I've been lacking and slacking in promoting these raffles. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest about that. But it's always most organic when other people share the the streams or the promotions for you. It's just it reaches more people. So um I keep trying to find something wrong with it and I can't find anything wrong with it, yo. Like I'm really looking at it really hard because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys like quality stuff and I'm not just talking on my butt, you know? Um I can't see anything, man. I don't know. And the thing is, I don't want to take it out the sleeve because I don't want to touch it with my bare hands. That's how careful I am with like the preservation of all these comics, man. But yeah, um, y'all have until 10 p.m. to enter tonight. Enter the raffle tonight. Again, if not, if we don't reach the 100 entries tonight, I will just continue this on Thursday. And again, I will take care of the shipping and handling. Once you win the item, all you do is just DM me your address, um, and yeah, I'll take care of all that as soon as possible. But yeah, while we wait for it to be 10 p.m. though, and I don't want to be just kind of like just here chilling, we're gonna watch some videos, and I'm gonna try to pull up some videos that some of you guys have sent me throughout these days. Hopefully, I can pull up the IG tab and share with you guys. Um, hmm. Let me just double check here because, matter of fact, here I'm gonna play a video again of the character, and hopefully that sparks up some type of motivation for you guys. And yeah. Um, Someone had an unboxing failure. That sucks. The heck? Oh, okay. Wow. Hmm. We'll watch some Silver Sable compilation videos here. I really like that outfit that she wears, that first issue, because it's like, it's practical. It's not your typical like Power Girl or a freaking like Catwoman like outfit where it's like revealing. It's like she's like covered from head to toe in that outfit that she's wearing in that first cover, that first issue. But oh man, it's funny. It's funny because it's like they overly sexualize females in comics. It's crazy. But hey, man, you got mostly dudes reading it and going through it, so I guess that's just like innocent eye candy in a way. But I mean, I actually I need to show y'all something that I also bought for like $1 a few days ago. Just because I thought it looked interesting. The cover looked interesting. Obviously, I read the story on the inside, but just the cover really
Sunday ticket on
had my attention.
and watch games live.
Copy, Silverbird. We're descending to location. There's a one. Safety's up.
This is new.
No. This one's mine. All right. I'm executing.
Let me do things down.
Code.
Whoa! Before we do this, who the hell are you guys?
Code SM1. Code SM1. Holding for orders. Copy. Code SM. I have a visual. Hold Silverbird.
Nice entrance. 8 out of 10.
Release him. He works with us.
Your explanation, please?
Versablinova, head of Sable International, a priority force. Paid for by you.
That for me now?
Next time, I will not be sued. We'll talk later.
Disable International. We have the respecting.
You're a popular guy.
Where's the serum? Skoida. So-called superhero. You think you save people, but you just make it worse. This is your fault.
What? You really need 2 of those?
All right, I did just find some of the videos that Dead Swiss has sent me, so we're gonna go through some of the videos that Dead Swiss has sent me to check out. I had checked out some of them already, but yeah, we are gonna get into some of those right now. Actually, we've got 10 minutes left in the show, so, and there's still 42 spots left in the raffle. 42 spots left in the raffle. So for any of you wanting those 42 spots, feel free to snag them. I know this might not be the most desirable comic book right now, Silver Sable is an acquired taste for sure, but she's still an awesome character. I like her character in general. She's a diehard. She's a professional at what she does. She's very skilled. She's just in a way, she's kind of like a Batman version of like in female form. If I had to like pick someone from like the Marvel side that's an equal to Batman in that sense, she's definitely up there. So yeah. But yeah, so let's go through some of the videos that Dead Twist has sent me. Ooh, okay. Let's do this one first. Oops. Expand it before sharing it. That's my bad. Yeah, I'm not going to want to miss this because, yeah. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, full screen. Come on. I already clicked you. Do it. Do it. There we go. Okay, let's rewind you.
Welcome back to another video. A bit of a serious one today. I've been grinding up the Let's Talk videos. Going to stream on the weekends. You know how it is, 9 to 5 up until I leave. In the land of free. Now, my friend Artie, pick up Artie in the chat. You sent me a lot of emails, my friend. I have 119 emails opened April 10th. If you're trying to help me, I appreciate you. I'm just saying. But this one, Artie, thank you for this. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't ask you to, and you still do it. I appreciate all the love and support you're showing me. Chucky, as in Child's Play. I laugh because it's not funny, but you're going to see why I giggled. Chucky actor admits to enticing minors online.
Because I mean,
go Ghost.
Page, it says dripping out of the shower.
Go out, boy, Ghost from CC Unit, baby.
I mean, you just grab a piece of page and you look through it, a naked pic of me, right? Talking about naked stuff with a kid. You grab another page, look at this. I also know you're still a virgin. Are you gay? Like, do you think this is appropriate to talk to a kid like this? If I grab every like, well, yeah, because I'm literally grabbing random pages just to show you an example of how graphic this chat is. Because you committed 2 felonies today. Do you understand that? Yes. Communicated with a minor online sexually. Yes. Can we agree on that? Did you talk sexually to a minor online? Yes or no? Yes. Having a meeting, inviting him over to your apartment to continue to do these sexual acts is illegal. 2 felonies. Yes.
Now, Chucky, when people say you're in the movie Child's Play, this isn't what they mean. You don't play with kids. You don't play with kids, bruv. This next level, bruv. You shouldn't be doing it. When it comes to this, my friend, I can't tell if you're acting or not, but you're a very, very small man. Now, shocking. Even a small bloke, a little man, can do this stuff and get caught. And obviously, he's a Hollywood actor. Child's Play, that's a well-known franchise. It's not exactly B tier, C tier. That's up there with, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, you name it. So the normalization of messing around with kids. I was on a panel yesterday. Before I continue on to the next topic, I've got to say I condemn this completely, but I had to show you guys that. Child's Play, playing with children, disgusting. Little man, rotten gel. When you drop the soap, it's going to go in one hole and leave through your mouth hole, if you know what I'm saying. I was on a panel yesterday. There's a man who immigrated to the United Kingdom, my country, and he was promoting doing stuff for 14-year-olds, even though he admitted that an adult female is 21. And he was saying, I'm 31, and I think 14-year-old, I ask the father, and I marry her and do her. It's like, what? Brother, tell me why people from the East can come to the West here, but if we go to the East, we are not accepted. Why is that? Maybe we're too tolerant in a way. Now, legal immigrant, people who integrate into society, I fully support you. You are British as much as I am, or anywhere else, vice versa. But when you come into a country and you disavow its values and try promoting a pedophilic ideology, I'm going to be angry. I was fuming on that panel. I've never felt so angry. It's personal to me. It's personal to me. I don't like it. And that's what I'm going to say on the matter. But to come to the country, not even integrate into society and promote your pedophilic ideology and have people defend you. Oh, it's 420. This show's about weed. You can't talk about that. Some conservative, hey. I was on a conservative talk show and he sounded like a bunch of... It was disgusting. Why it's normalized. You even have Chucky trying to do stuff with little boys. And when I confront someone who is 31 and wants to bone a 14-year-old, you shout me down, you attack me, you insult me. Yeah? I forgive, but I don't forget these things. And I confront it. And I'm not shutting up and you're not stopping me. Yeah? So, like I say, I've like to suffer from childhood trauma, and it shouldn't be ignored. It shouldn't be laughed at. It shouldn't be shouted down when a literal nonce is promoting a pedophilic ideology on a conservative panel. This stuff, condemn this stuff, bring back hanging.
Yeah.
So guys.
Oh. He said hanging and everything. I mean, I don't know about all that. I understand why he's saying it, and I agree to a certain extent. But yeah, I'm gonna share that in a second, William. Give me 1 second. I need to share 2 more things before I share what you're showing me. So just bear with me, okay? There we go. Okay.
Everybody has been just.
Just seconds of your time. Just to be clear, this is not a trigger warning of any kind. That's a silly thing for silly people. This is, however, an age-appropriate warning. You've heard me say many times that this show is, PG-13. But specifically today, I think it's incredibly necessary to discuss what many people may think is some kind of a conspiracy theory. It's verifiably proven. It's irrefutable with a track record as far as the UN now approving of sex with minors and discussing actually with child sex trafficking across, not the country, across the entire globe. And I think it's important for you to know as a parent and as an adult so that you can protect your children. And equally as important that children not be exposed to this, because I think we all believe in preserving their innocence. Also, look, today, since this is an important story that I think a lot of people have not been covering for fear of the big tech overlords, anything you can do to share, to let people know that this is going on, because there's a strong chance that this gets removed from YouTube before it even gets going. As a matter of fact, in the past, we have been suspended for simply including the words pedophilia in the titles on YouTube. So the truth is important. There are people who don't want the truth to get out. And the truth sometimes, though, needs to be age appropriate. So if you have children, I would highly recommend they don't watch this show. And any support is appreciated, because it's something we all need to know. We do not want to take part in the darkness, but at least shine a light on it. And we have some wiener jokes. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, kid.
Yeah, I'm going to fast forward.
Let Mark read German folk stories to kids. That's fun. Hi, kids. On over to Rumble Friday, of course. Mug Club. This is the last week of free Mug Club. LouderWithCrowder.com/Mug Club. And then, of course, you can join up and you'll continue to get access to all the things that you are missing. Right. Ron Gerald A, number 2, CEO.
How are you, man?
It's tough for me to breathe a little bit because I have the drip.
Yeah. Just look
him or he. Shut up, Spartacus.
Hey.
You see. So, yeah, we're biding time. We have to get to the UN pedophile thing. It's uncomfortable, but it's something that we have to do. So before that, let's have a little pick-me-up. In crime news, NYPD chief, or I guess we're talking about New York, just, again, a microcosm of what we want to bring to your country. There was a drive-by shooting right in front of Carl Heastie's office, who is the Speaker of the State Assembly. A problem that happened with Fox News. And we'll contrast it with how we covered election interference, which, of course, is one of the biggest issues. Just want to make sure that people say, you're still in that. No, I'm saying that Fox News screwed up.
And it's easy to money back. We're not saying the guys are wrong about the machines. They can prove it.
Government contracts is that money.
My argument.
So the Joint United Nations program. This was proposed. Saying, hey, this is moving towards sex with minors.
Yeah.
You should have seen it with MAP. You should have seen it with Drag Queen Story Hour. It really goes back to same-sex marriage, by the way. But this is what and we'll talk about adoption more in the future. I don't think we did that segment yet, did we, on adoption?
I don't.
Now they've refused to adopt couples to. Sorry, they refuse to adopt children to Christian couples in certain states if they don't recognize their gender. Jeez. So remember, gays just want to adopt.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where we are now with the UN. I also don't think we should be a part of the UN. No. Principles. This is the headline. I guess sort of the header, the title. Principles for a human rights-based approach to criminal law prescribing conduct associated with sex, reproduction, drug use, HIV, homelessness, and poverty.
Jeez.
By the way, do you know how to recognize a supplement does work is when it fixes everything? You ever get that like in your Instagram? It's like, think more clearly, be stronger, better at night. Oh, a bigger dick. It's like everything. I don't think one pill can do all that. What is it? Magnesium. Come on. So it's the same thing here. They just throw everything. You're gonna let me here. Let's ding this up. You're going to solve criminal law prescribing conduct associated with sex, reproduction, drug use, HIV, homelessness, and poverty. That's 6 items that this one briefing is going to cover, this memo. I guess it's more of a mission statement.
Yeah, by the way, in Africa, you're doing a bang-up job with HIV, poverty as well.
Yes. So buried in the report that many people may not have seen because it's boring and it comes from the UN and no one actually cares, we give them money and then we don't have any oversight, was specific guidelines aimed at decriminalizing sex with minors. Now, they don't specify the age exactly. But here's me making an inference, considering that I believe the lowest age of consent in certain countries in Europe is 14. It would be younger than that.
Yeah.
So here's a quote from the ICJ. Sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual, in fact, if not in law. The enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacity of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual conduct.
Wow.
So I guess like if they bang their social studies teacher for a better grade.
Unbelievable. Okay, so they had floor in there, right? They had to put like
didn't put a floor.
Of course we don't mean under this age.
Yeah.
No floor whatsoever.
And to be clear, I also understand, and I've said this in the past, I do not think, for example, if a guy who is 19 sleeps with a 17-year-old or a guy who is 18 sleeps with his 16-year-old girlfriend, that man is not a pedophile and should not be put on this list. I understand that. Or I understand we have a problem with people sleeping, having said that it's inconsequential. I understand that, okay? Not putting them in a category. This is specific, and if you are not going to provide specificity as it deals with minors, that has to be. It's not mine. So here's the thing: this shouldn't come as a surprise. If you understand that you have at least a decades-old problem with sexual assault and being involved with sex trafficking, so don't take my word for it. And remember, you had a friend who would talk about this and you go, get off of it. Are you going off the deep end? And I was telling, no, it's absolutely true.
Had a curve on it.
We didn't know it. This was sort of the last piece of the puzzle where now we see that they are advocating for this globally, where you need to know about what they've been up to. So former Obama Secretary of Homeland Security, current UN envoy to Cyprus, let's call her Jane because I don't know how to pronounce her last. Jane Holut admitted this. We're going to lay out the case. There's a bunch of people, but this is the first one.
The problem of sexual exploitation and abuse is not new to the UN, nor is it unique. But the UN has become uniquely associated with this issue. It happens in every single part of our system. It happens in every society around the world. It's not just exclusive to militaries. In fact, one of the things that we know is that humanitarian operations, humanitarian assistance operations creates a higher risk because of the close, continuing, and deep involvement with highly vulnerable populations.
Okay. Even as recently as 2017, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley was acknowledged that this was a serious problem and said, what are we going to do about it? There were international calls for transparency and accountability. She said, what do we say to these kids? Did these peacekeepers keep them safe? No. Now, we have a few other instances, and we do have some estimates that have been made as far as how many people have been sexually abused. We don't know the exact number, just to be clear, but I'll tell you why I tend to believe the numbers that we do. Full disclosure. The most damning thing to me in doing research on this, and all the references are available, and I highly recommend that you look this up, because a lot of people still think it's virtuous to be a part of the UN, be a peacekeeper. It says peace in the name. Wait, what is that? They scratched up. Oh, it used to be rape. So in 1996, this to me is what is most damning. In 1996, there was a report compiled for the UN by, I believe it's Grasa Michelle Krakama. I don't know how to pronounce it, only read it, just to be clear. She was the former First Lady of Mozambique and South Africa. This was in 1996, and this was a warning because it had already been so widespread that it was cause for concern. Here's a quote. In 6 out of 12 country studies on sexual exploitation, peacekeeping troops have been associated with a rapid rise in child prostitution. Jeez. In other words, this wasn't just someone posting it on a message board, because there were no message boards. Maybe there technically were in 1996, but very few people. Go back and watch the movie Hackers. It looked like that. In 1996, this was circulated and printed as a warning saying, hey, if peacekeepers are coming into your area, understand what we've had to deal with. You need to protect yourself. They were actually advising measures for people in these countries to protect themselves against sexual exploitation and child prostitution. 2017, former senior UN official, Andrew McLeod, just to be clear, he had a dossier that estimated, and I'll explain this, estimated over 60,000 sexual assaults over a 10-year period. Wow. He also estimated that the UN employed up to 3,300 pedophiles. Now, according to him, there are tens of thousands of aid workers around pedophile tendencies, but if you were a UNICEF T-shirt, you what up to. And he did this estimate because he talked about how many pedophiles actually get caught versus how many sex crimes go underreported, and then he extrapolated that. So yes, there has to be an estimate, but the reason there has to be an estimate is because nothing is ever done about this.
So the reason nothing is ever done about this is the way that the UN sets this up, right? The very people that are supposed to go and protect and be responsible for making sure this is kept in these places, there's no accountability with the UN because they're soldiers or people from other countries. And so all they literally do is send them home.
Right.
The punishment for these crimes, they're saying, well, the home country has to take care of that. We can't do it. The home country almost never does a thing.
And it's just like schools. Throwing more money at it doesn't help. We'll get to the money. Your taxpayer dollar funding the support of child prostitution, just to be clear.
But we're not involved in the peacekeeping missions of the UN. I know Canada throws in a big way. Wears the blue helmet, goes in and
because they claim that they're peacekeepers.
Unloaded guns.
You know who does more peacekeeping? The United States military.
Yeah, but we're involved in that much.
We give a lot of the UN, and then it's all fungible, which we'll get to. And
we forgive their parking tickets.
Yes, exactly. Forgive their parking tickets.
Exactly.
On the east side, I used to spend some time there. There was actually a decent boot. There was a decent, but a lot of UN officials with kids dressed up like Corey Haim, which I thought was weird.
That is weird, yeah.
So these people nationally, hey, sex offenders should be okay, need to be acceptable. These people have been, unsurprisingly, they have been involved, or directly involved with child prostitution. And of course, the New York Times ran cover for the New York Times. If you look at where they went not too far from where ambassadors would live, they all go to the same parties. I've been to a lot of these parties when I worked at Fox News. They all hang out with each other. This is not some kind of crazy conspiracy here. You ever heard of the term of networking? Well, what do you think happens when you're networking with horrible? You get Jeff Epstein. Yep. Okay, so the New York Times tried to run a dossier. Lies, damn lies, and one very misleading statistic. Now, whether that 60,000 number is completely accurate or not, there's a laundry list. There's a long history of the UN having a huge problem with it. I cannot tell you the 60,000 number is right. I would actually guess it's probably higher, just to be clear. But I can't, just like we talked about with Fox News and everything else that I've told you I can prove, and I have more that I can prove. You just had the empirical. You just had the warnings that came from ambassadors. Now let me give you some studies. In Haiti, UN peacekeepers were accused. And again, I did this in the cold open. If you have children, they should not be here. We're not going to be showing you anything that's like rape on camera, but there are some disturbing videos that I think you need to know because it's always presented, right? The devil always shows up as a friend. UN peacekeepers in Haiti were accused, and then there was proof, but first accused of a multitude of sexual crimes.
Any Haitian can tell you about UN peacekeeper sexual exploitation of Haitian women and children with almost no consequences. Peacekeepers were abusing women and girls and traded food or cash for sexual favors.
United Nations peacekeepers, there to help, are accused of adding to the harm. A study claims they fathered hundreds of babies, then abandoned the young mothers, some only children themselves.
We had plenty of stories of peacekeepers engaging with young girls and young women under the age of 18, which is, of course, as we all know,
rape. Well, but hold on, not according to what the UN is now saying.
Exactly.
You guys are changing the rules on this.
Exactly.
Because, it's not rape.
The goalposts.
If it's like asking murderers to vote on the laws of murder.
Mm-hmm.
The UN should have no say in the normalizing of pedophilia. Because they've committed these crimes against humanity. That term is thrown around. These are crimes against humanity. Let me give you some more numbers here that are irrefutable. You can go and check these for yourselves. At least 134 Sri Lankan peacekeepers exploited 9 Haitian children in a sex ring. Children in a sex ring. That's why they don't put a floor to it, a basement level. We don't know how low they're willing to go. It's like pedophile limbo for assholes at the UN. Here's another thing. Again, this is a disturbing video. You're not going to see any actual sexual assault, but you will see the lead up to it. Peacekeepers from Uruguay filmed their sexual assault of a Haitian man.
This is part of the mobile phone footage showing an 18-year-old Haitian man allegedly assaulted by Uruguayan peacekeepers in uniform.
And then I'll read you the response.
Soldiers are heard laughing throughout the 1-minute clip. 2 of them hold down the victim, and another one, who we see with his shirt off, then appears to engage in some kind of sexual assault. The rest of this footage is too graphic to air.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know that men were, burned alive. I'm guessing not. That would be my preference. Can we burn alive any pedophiles who sexually assault children?
Yes.
We're not them. Okay.
Yeah. Listen to the laughter.
Yeah. Listen to the laughter.
You know these pearl clutching believers that say, "How could you kill someone?" Shoot them in the face and have breakfast.
Yeah.
Pass the Tabasco.
Yeah.
I'm that comfortable.
You walk into that room?
having breakfast with a calm stomach.
Yeah.
No remorse. Shoot. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah.
This is,
Meting out
mighty men of
justice.
valor have to protect the children. You're responsible to do that. It's a call to do that.
You know what would have
You
stopped
don't ignore
that?
it.
Good guy with a gun.
That's right.
That's the only thing. How are you going to stop these criminals who are raping someone underage, who are sexually exploiting, who are laughing about it? How are you going to stop them?
Yeah.
Good men need to be willing to do violent things. And yep, don't care if YouTube wants to remove us. That's fast. You head on over. Pedophiles, people like that deserve to die.
Yeah.
They deserve, I don't mean forfeited the right to live. They deserve to die. Now, I don't know if those men were arrested. I certainly don't think they were burned alive. Don't even know if they're arrested. I can't tell you that they weren't arrested. There's no record of it. I wasn't able to find it. But I did find the UN's head of field support around that time told the AP the international body was aware of shortcomings in the system. That is not mundane detail, Michael. That's not enough of a response. When you combine that with the fact that you are advocating for pedophilia across the globe, makes me think you kind of like the pedophilia. Makes me think you kind of like the underage sex trafficking. No justice for the victims. As far as I know, no arrest went to jail, but 114 peacekeepers were sent home.
Oh, you were sent.
And the 21-year-old rape victim, in this case, was not still a gang rape victim, so it's relevant. As far as the UN goes, they came here to protect us, but all they've brought is destruction. Now,
the UN has no moral foundation.
No, not at all.
And you go into these countries that are voodoo nations like Haiti, you have to go in there with some kind of moral standing. You can't send a hodgepodge of folks from different countries. There's got to be a basis of basic human conduct.
Empower. So look, the easy solution to this is empower whoever is in charge of the troops in that country. You treat them just like they should be treated. Your soldiers. You walk into that room and there's a gun laying on the nightstand and they're laughing and raping a boy. Bang, 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 bang. Justice is meted out. Let's all go out and have some lunch.
Yeah.
And this won't happen again. If they just get sent home, that's the punishment.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Which, by the way, also tells you that they live in shitholes.
Yes.
It's like, what? What is my punishment? We have to go back to your house. Oh, no!
Oh, can I have my smartphone, please? There's footage on it I'd like to keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't know how to work the cloud. I just need my SIM card.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry. This is one of the we've done.
No money to the UN ever. Whatsoever. None whatsoever until the UN has a statement that says we will kill all pedophiles in our midst and we will not give any money.
All right. I would love to see the rest of that, but I've already put the stream at risk of getting another strike. So I'm going to pause that. Hopefully you guys can watch the rest of it. All right. If you're not following Louder with Crowder on Rumble, then definitely head over there and give him a follow and check the rest of the video out. I'm going to share like another portion of another video that Dead Twist had sent me, and then another one that William sent me. So give me 1 second, guys. I will be as fast as I can. This apparently is like a 5-minute video, so it's easier to share. But yeah, just bear with me here. All right, let's see if this one gives any trouble.
To breathe and sweet. Because you the fruits, and I'm 5 minutes or less to fully understand what is taking place now. We move the past to 1987, a year before the Franklin Credit Union scandal broke. A person in Tallahassee, Florida, phoned police upon seeing 2 men in their late 20s, both dressed in dark suits, traveling with 6 children, bruised and disheveled. They were living out of a van in a park. Of the 6 children, 2 showed signs of sexual abuse, and the men claimed they were en route to Mexico to what they described as a school for smart kids. Local police discovered that these men were part of a cult, a Washington, D.C. based cult, the Finders Cult. Townspeople had seen the Finders before. Sightings of middle-aged men in dark suits were abuzz, and witnesses spoke of the Finders following the townspeople home, taking extensive notes and pictures. The Finders were even seen at local council meetings, silent but observant. The Finders scoured local land deeds at the courthouse, getting a better idea of who owned what in the town they called home. When prompted on child abuse accusations, the Finders described themselves as having an unorthodox approach to child raising. They practiced communal upbringing, which was virtually free of supervision. Police raided the Finders' compound located in northeast Washington, D.C., and they observed a multitude of children's items, clothing, toys, diapers, yet no children were found on the premises. What they did find were detailed instructions for obtaining, purchasing, trading, and kidnapping children on a global stage, and a sophisticated network for moving children. A video room with production equipment was observed, as well as a satanic altar. Passports implicating embassies of foreign governments were uncovered.
Let's rewind that a little bit. Let's rewind that and listen closely. What type of setup and ritual and what movement of faith was involved in this, shall we?
Network from children. A video room with production equipment was observed, as well as a satanic altar.
Satanic
embassies and
altar.
Foreign governments were uncovered, and paraphernalia pointing to the Finders' interest in terrorism and explosives was documented. What they found next was even more sinister. Photo albums of robed adults and children slaughtering goats, toddlers pulling dead baby goats from mothers' womb and presented to a child were among the photos they found. What's particularly curious is that law enforcement reported that some of the Finders cult member names were found in the FBI's counterintelligence file. The CIA took over Finders cult case due to national security, and as a result, the charges against the 2 men in Tallahassee were dropped, and the children were returned from state custody. And thus, investigation into child trafficking was blocked by none other than the CIA. Papers stopped reporting on the Finders, and the whole scandal fell from public interest. Everyone quickly forgot about the 6 children, but Florida Congressman Tom Lewis didn't forget. He was quoted saying, "Could our own government have something to do with this Finders organization and turn their backs on these children? That's what all the evidence points to." And there's a lot of evidence. I can tell you this, we've got a lot of people scrambling, and that wouldn't be happening if there was nothing there. Only years later did the Finders cult leader speak out. His name was Marion Petty, an Air Force Master Sergeant. Marion admitted that his wife worked for the CIA and that his son flew for the CIA airline Air America. Of course, the CIA has denied any connection to the Finders. As I said before in the Franklin cover-up video, if we do not learn from the past, we are doomed to repeat it. How many more Franklin cover-up scandals do we need before we learn how to deal with the opposition? Their Achilles heel during the Franklin scandal and the Finders cult case was that mainstream media covered both instances to an extent, asking tough questions and giving credibility to the idea that corruption and evil has infiltrated our government. Now, mainstream media doesn't dare question their masters. Ask yourselves why. Is it because the masters have repeated what get rid of?
It's funny because I was just talking about that whole topic earlier today. And I was telling my friend and coworker, well, I agree that does look like a channel that I would definitely subscribe to, and will actually. But I was telling my friend and coworker, I was like, I'm normally a very optimistic person in general. But truth be told, if I go based off of the Bible prophecy alone, here on earth, things will go from bad to worse progressively, from bad to worse, and so on and so forth. And I mentioned not the Franklin, but the Mike Martin situation to him, and I was telling him like how sadly I believe that eventually, whether it be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, the whole maps thing is I think there's no stopping it, because and I've always said this, I hate to have to say that, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but again, biblically speaking, like Bible prophecy speaking, if we picture what would be bad from bad to worse, then that's one of the things that will happen eventually. The allowing of minors and mature people to gather in certain ways and do certain things with each other, right? And there's no stopping it. The only way to stop it is, what I'm saying, just to protect your kids altogether from that absurdity. But will it become normalized? Yeah, sadly I do believe it will become normalized with time, and what we just saw a few minutes ago is big proof of that. But huge thanks to Dead Swiss for sharing that with me. As far as the video that Will wants me to share with you guys, sadly I can't, and I'll show you why. The following content has been identified by YouTube community or offensive to some audiences. I don't want to risk me get the channel, the stream getting a strike. We already have one on ourselves, and it won't be lifted until June. So I don't want to like, you know, sadly, I don't want to like risk getting another strike. But it's not to say that once that strike is lifted, you know what I'm saying, I don't take my chances. But yeah. Sorry, William. I tried to share it, but that's what they're showing me on the video they want me to share, so that sucks. But anyways, real quick, I know like obviously it's already gonna be 10:30 p.m. But I will give it up until 10:30 p.m. If you're still wanting to enter the $1 comic book raffle, you still have a chance. There's still 42 spots left. In order for the raffle to begin officially, again, the comic book in question being raffled is this one right here. All right, let me take out the green screen one more time so you can appreciate it a little better. It is issue number 1 of Silver Sable and the Wild Pack. All right. Again, this is the first issue for Silver Sable's solo series in the Marvel Comics. Awesome embossed title and embossed outfit on Silver Sable. Metallic looking. Great, awesome, near perfect condition. I keep looking at it to try to find something wrong with it, but to be completely honest, it's hard to find something on it. If I were to get really, 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 really picky on it, I'd maybe there's I guess like a small tiny white speck on the upper left corner that you can virtually not tell at all that it's there. But if you want to be really anal about it or strict about it, I mean that'd be one thing to kind of like consider, I guess. But other than that, the colors pop. There's no color breaking anywhere. I don't see any spine ticks right away. I don't see any tears. I don't see any bends on the corners. I don't see any blunted corners. I don't see any folds. Nothing. So, I mean, you know, if you're wanting to gift this to someone that you think might appreciate it or might like it or might collect it, this doesn't have to be for the person entering the raffle. You could enter the raffle and just gift it to somebody else. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So we still got a few minutes in the stream, and there's 42 spots available. So let's see what we got going on. I think I saw something actually go through now. Okay. So someone has just bought. Someone bought 20, but they wanted to gift those 20 to William. All right. So now there's 22 spots available. Yeah, no, I see that. I see that. That twist. I wanted to keep it anonymous, but you gave yourself away. So, that twist gifted 20 additional entries to William. So there's that. There is now 22 spots available. So let me just put that in there. 22 entries left. 22 entries left for $1. I think William might be winning this one. If we are able to reach the limit tonight, I'm pretty sure William has this in the bag. I think he's the one with the most entries. I'd have to, go back and like redo the name entries and all that. But yeah. Like I've honestly, like if William doesn't win, I would start suspecting the name generator and be extremely concerned. I'll just put it to you that way. Yeah, so there is, let me just change that because, all right, so it is 10:30. We did not reach the 100 entries before the stream ended. So what we will do is we will continue this on Thursday. But for those of you who have bought the entries that you have bought, I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Deadless, for gifting William those 20 entries. And thank you, William, for gifting everyone else some entries. And there was someone else who also gifted everyone an entry, but I'll try to keep them anonymous because they told me, hey, you get to pick and choose. If you want to just keep what I just sent you and not say a word, you can do that. Or if you want to gift it to people in the live chat for entries, you can do that as well. And I say, let's give it to the live chat and the entries. So, yeah, man, this is fun. This is always fun to hang out with you guys and do this. Hopefully by Thursday, we can get the 100 entries in. That way I can pick a winner and send this comic out to the winner. And yeah, and just continue getting rid of some of these comics so I can make room for the new collection that I have been building up over the last few weeks and months. But yeah, man, we're almost there. Like 22 entries is not a lot. 22 more entries is not that big of a deal. Matter of fact, like if I were not on this side, I probably would have bought up those 22 entries. But just help me spread the word. That way is less stress on everyone in here, because that's the whole point. The whole point is for a lot of people to participate. That way is, you know what I mean? It's just less stress on each individual person participating in the raffle. Because when there's like a handful of people, it's like some might feel like, you know what I'm saying, like they have to like carry the weight of like the participation, and I don't want it to feel that way. I want everyone to feel like they're getting something for dirt cheap. That's like the best way I can explain it. I want everyone who participates in the raffle, I want everyone to feel like they're getting like a really great, awesome comic for dirt cheap, because I'll be paying the shipping and handling. So all anyone is really should be concerned about is just the entry. How many entries you want to do is completely entirely up to you. But as I said earlier, the limit that I try to put on everyone is 25. Just because, you know, like you still got to try to keep it competitive, and also I don't want anyone spending more than what I spent on the comic, and I spent $30 on it, so I wouldn't want anyone else to spend more than that. So, anyways, that being said, I will let you guys go for tonight, little by little. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys who have been here throughout the whole entire stream. Dead Twist, William, Emily, Tracy, I believe Vlad was here for a while. And anyone else who was here at some point. Oh, Ryan was here, my bad. I'm so sorry. Jen was here. Trying to see if there's anyone else that I'm missing. Yeah, anyone else who was here and didn't really communicate in the live chat, I appreciate you being here for however long you were. Yeah, man. That'll be it for tonight. God bless every single one of you guys. Please do not forget to pray over the situation for the weekend. That whole Satan con over the weekend is going to happen. Let's pray against it. If we can, let's fast against it. And let's pray to God that best case scenario, the convention doesn't happen. But worst case scenario, it does happen. Let's pray that the glory of God, the true God, the God of the Bible, is manifested in some way, shape, or form during the convention, to the point where they have no choice but to recognize that God is real, God is among us, and God doesn't want to scare us into submission, but he does want us to turn away from ourselves and turn to him. Hopefully, you know, the Holy Spirit is present there, not supporting what's going on, but revealing himself to the people who are there over the weekend. Hopefully we God has some type of like supernatural impact on anyone who's participating in that whole weekend, and they're able to turn away from their errors, turn away from Satan, and turn towards God and walk towards God. As my more, oh, okay, yeah, man, no problem, no stress. Yes, yes, bless you too, brother. Um, and yeah, before I leave, just to make one thing very clear, and I always say this: do not participate if you still have to pay your bills. You still need to have food in the fridge. Make sure all your finances are in order before you even consider or think about blessing myself, this channel, the team, or my family. Take care of yourself first, and if you can and want to bless me afterwards, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop you. But make sure you take care of yourself and your families first before considering blessing me, the channel, the team, or my family. All right. So, anyways, that being said, you guys stay safe and blessed out there. Love every single one of you. And I will be here tomorrow night for another stream. On Thursday, there will be a continuation of the raffle for this comic book. For those of you who are interested or know someone who might be interested, please help me spread the word. Help me share the word of the raffles that we do on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. But yeah, tomorrow's stream will be different. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. And before I leave, I can't stop looking at this amazing cover, man. I mean, got my girl over here on the right, La Kenya, next to Wonder Woman. That's a solid, amazing, beautiful cover, yo. Still can't believe I'm holding it, but I am. And I am happy, beyond happy and excited with it. I do believe at some point later this week, whether it be tomorrow or between tomorrow and Friday, I should be receiving the graded copy that I sent in for verification and grading for that autographed Rosario Dawson comic book that I brought to MegaCon these last few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. If it gets here between tomorrow and Friday, then I'll definitely do an unboxing on that, and we'll have a good time. All right. But yeah, I keep talking, so I'm gonna shut up now. Stay blessed and safe. Love every single one of you guys, and until next time, this was JDQ with Vision iView TV. Out.